Hi, I'm Daz Greenwood, a research scientist at the MIT Media Lab, and heading up the law.MIT.edu research initiative, where we are going to be coming out the gate strong with the MIT Legal Forum and AI and Blockchain Conference a week from tomorrow on October 30 and 31. And I wanted to ask Shawnna Hoffman from IBM Watson for Law team to join me on this to just start to, so you can have a chance to meet one of the main speakers and one of the great organizers that we've been working with, and kind of get a preview of what we'll be talking about and essentially the other organizers that are joining us to make this a reality. So Shawnna, thanks for joining. Thanks for all the great work you and your colleague Brian Kuhn have done at IBM Watson for Law. And I was just wondering if you could take a few moments to kick off by just introducing yourself, and then we'll get into the sessions that you're going to be leading.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited. And my name is Shawnna Hoffman, and I co-lead the Watson legal practice at IBM. And we're a newer practice for IBM. As you know, AI is a new area. About 8 years ago, we saw Watson for the first time play Jeopardy and win. And so I was watching, just like many of you here, and I was sitting with my daughter, who's a preteen, and she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And I said, "You know what? I'm going to go work for IBM and I'm going to go build robots." And she kind of rolled her eyes and walked off. Within 4 months, I had moved over to IBM, and my first day on the job, I looked at one of our VPs and said, "I'm here to build Watson Legal." And he said, "What is that?" And I started to explain to him kind of the vision of the practice that we have today. And my co-leader, Brian, was right there thinking the same thing. So we, got our heads together, and a couple of years ago started to look at the market thinking, what is it that that attorneys are really looking for? I mean, we kind of had our ideas. We went in with some particular use cases, and after over 100 workshops that we did with corporate counsel, with many different types of attorneys, judiciary, we had a lot of government agencies like Department of Justice that we met with, and we would spend 3 to 4 hours just really looking at what use cases in AI and now in blockchain make the most sense for attorneys, and what kind of move the needle to help them. And we were kind of disappointed at the top use case that came out. We thought it'd be something sexy and fun, and everybody always went into the workshop saying, "Build us a robot attorney." And we, of course, would laugh because that's super cool. We love to build one. But what ended up happening was our first few use cases that tended to move the needle the most and kind of fix those pain points in the side for most attorneys were business of law use cases. And so we have come up with a whole division at IBM, and our practice actually handles and manages many of the pain points that come from the business of law, like fixing invoices and billing and all that fun stuff. So, so it's been a fun ride here at IBM. We started out with AI, then got into blockchain, and now, of course, we are working with you on, trying to really get the message out to the world that AI and blockchain can really help attorneys a lot. So, and then my prior life before coming to IBM, I practiced in an area called Ediscovery for a decade and a half, and managed cases worldwide when it came to a lot of data and everything from manufacturing documents to servers on, let's say, dirt floors in China that we had to go get information from. We were kind of all over the world and really collected that information. And then we would come in as the neutral third party that the judge would, ask us, first off, do you have all the data? We usually had to say no. But then second, testifying and providing that expertise in what that data truly, where it was and then also said. So that was my practice before, getting into AI and blockchain.
Wow. And what a great background that is. Because people frequently will point to discovery as the initial killer app for AI and for really automated processes in general, or data-driven processes, let us say, as a way to consider how law can be refactored for digital age. And now we have an opportunity to really look across the horizon and ask, what other parts of law? Litigation and practice, contracts, transactions, wills and trusts, you know, employment, immigration, real estate, on and on. All these data-driven, information-intensive activities that really are law. Boy, imagine the fun we'll have as one after another they start to evolve and transform, and that's opportunity we have to begin to look in a deliberate way together at MIT at this forum. You know, forum. The reason we chose that word is it's supposed to connote that old ancient Roman forum where people come together and deliberate and discuss, and in the fullness of time, in a sense, determine in the bigger body politic a path forward. Not that everybody completely agrees or anything like that, but there's a certain public sphere concept that we hope MIT will be a good partner to be able to provide. We don't have a law school. We don't really have a core stake in the game of this particular profession, but obviously you can perhaps have the kind of neutral Switzerland of types to convene this type of forum, and that's what we're fixing to do. Now, something that you didn't mention before we kind of close up, I'd like to just draw you out on a little bit, which is when you were pioneering Ediscovery, you also were doing a very constructive, you're playing a constructive role with respect to bringing in gender balance in the area of law, and that's something that we're looking to help from you to continue to imbue into how we convene at this MIT forum. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I would love to. So one of the things that when I was practicing in Ediscovery, I hate to say this, but kind of the token woman on many panels in the early 2000s. And I would go to the conferences, and it was me and my 10,000 most favorite men. And we would get done with the conferences, and I would kind of look around going, not that I was missing women, but I kind of was, to the extent of wanting, to have a little bit more, I guess, what do I want to say? I guess more different types of people, within the conferences, and seeing different genders, seeing the, different, races, and just really a very inclusive type of conference. So I started a group called Women in Ediscovery back in 2007. I did not know that so many women would be so excited. We started off with our first meeting in Washington, D.C. with 50 women. By the end of the summer, we had over 800 women. By the next year, we had 2,000 women, and now we have over 5,000 women who get together all over the world, and we meet and really just educate each other on our different specialty areas. And of course, the newest areas being AI and blockchain. So as we started to talk about putting together this conference, I was really excited about getting the women leaders in AI and blockchain together. So I'm moderating a panel of 3 of the most amazing women I have ever met. And the first one is Susan Joseph. I had met Susan earlier this year. She has an amazing blockchain background. She's the founder of She Tech Power and also a former general counsel. She's going to talk about the impact of blockchain technology on developing countries, NGOs, and also the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And so she's got a lot of varied experience worldwide in blockchain and is definitely seen as one of the experts. We also have Michelle Gitlitz. She's with Blank Rome, and she'll discuss AI and blockchain in corporate litigation and white-collar criminal defense and investigations. So very cool background to dig into some neat things when it comes to the criminal side of all this. Laura Jell with Baker Hostetler will discuss AI and blockchain in cybersecurity. So I have a little bit of that cybersecurity background too, so I'm interested to see where she takes us with those discussions. Her background is actually pretty fascinating. She was a former general counsel, and she also worked on the Anthem response to a cyber attack that affected over 80 million individuals. So she has a really, really good background. So we're very happy that her CIO had recommended her for this spot. So very excited.
Cool. Thank you for. So I just noticed something. I was pulling up the schedule. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I don't know what I did here, but it looks like I got.
Oh, Oh,
There you go.
no.
Like I've got Gurvinder on there accidentally. So Gurvinder, although his wife is coming, he is not himself a woman. He's a wonderful guy. So I'm going to fix that.
We are inclusive, so if he wants to be on the panel, we can always definitely have him join us.
You know, we always say there's no time like the present. Okay, I guess. Well, okay, let me just get him off. Wait, who was the other one again?
Oh, do you have Laura? I think I saw Michelle on there. Laura J-E-H.
There we go. Boom.
Ah, you found her. Okay, good.
No time like that. Okay, sorry about that.
All right, you're up to date.
Too disappointed. Okie dokie, smoke.
Right.
So that is exciting. I can't wait to go to that panel. And you know, if I could, like I didn't force. Actually, here's something interesting. I was telling people at MIT, maybe I should have like a one woman, one man, just like rule, and then a different category for other gender designations, but just for people that say I'm a man or I'm a woman, one-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-one for this conference. And what I heard back actually was, Daza, not like I didn't know this, but you don't know the first thing about how to do this, which is why I'm asking for your help. And I'm so grateful for it. They said, that doesn't get at the underlying deep dynamic and the deep needs for where we need to go. So I just want to say you've got all the runway and backing you need to help to make sure that this next generation of technology infusion in law and legal processes and technology can be closer to the inclusive approach that you brought in Ediscovery, because that's really what's going to allow us to have a sound basis. I mean, we're a species of half and half, and it doesn't make sense when it's that far, when we're that far up. We're just not, the social physics of it, as we say in our lab, are skewed, I believe. And so let's not make those mistakes again. So you hear what we're saying, ladies, like, come on in and help inform a lot.
We'll talk about this too. It is the perfect place for women to come and really have very good, secure jobs. And so, I will tell you, every woman who has joined us in AI and blockchain and kind of broken through their own personal glass ceiling, I don't believe there is a glass ceiling. I think so often we make our own glass ceilings. So if they break through their personal glass ceilings and just try something new, they will love this practice area.
Yep.
So often I'm told, no, I can't do it, from people talking about themselves. Oh, no, I can't do it. That's your own personal barrier.
Yep.
This
can.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
In particular now, because it's like, well, how do you know you can't do something that has barely been invented? I mean,
exactly.
Come and co-create the future and then show others how to do it. That's the opportunity we have right now. And that's what we're going to get to talking about on October 30th and 31st. And how do you sign up? At MITlegalforum.org. And speaking of which, you might have noticed that we're still working out, kind of tweaking the technology a little bit. I take personal responsibility for those of you that hear this and wonder, am I going to the forum? Am I not going? Am I online? Am I in person? Thank you to Baker Hofstetler and a small army of administrative ninjas and paralegals that Bob Craig has made available to me and to MIT. We're going to sort out any remaining confusion with those people that have signed up on Eventbrite or signed up on Google Forms and signed up on various ways, and kind of get some good, clear communication out to everybody. As soon as basically, here's Rich. As soon as the law firm helps MIT sort out my just like the jangle of different spreadsheets and different inputs that I have. But it really does take a village, and so to those of you that are wondering that, I'm going to go back into that control panel you just got a little glimpse of and sort out the communications tomorrow. And then what we can look forward to after that is on Monday, bright and early, come back in either in person if you're coming in person or online. With our general public webcast. We'll also be taking some questions and have some back and forth, and listen to Shawnna and listen to Brian from IBM Washington for Law, and let them talk you through what the rudiments are for how to understand this technology and match it to the business requirements of law, and have a back and forth dialogue. Join the discussion, get involved, get educated, and jump into the MIT Legal Forum.
Absolutely.
Great. So thank you very much, Shawnna. I can't wait to host you on campus real soon now.
Thank you very much. I can't wait.
Okay.